Hello, myself Sunil Ramkrishnan, and here basically we are talking about the attraction of things. So in this basically we are talking that here just now basically we are going to talk about one topic that is basically the banking topic. One person told that what is banking attraction here? Banking attraction. Then he told that for that basically you need to understand what actually bank is. Then one person told the bank is basically just literally the money transactions happens. Let's set of products basically bank has created. They basically sells the product. Mutual funds are basically one of the product. Like this, lots of things are basically there. Like this was that same. They basically told that basically up to what level banks are basically. For example, one person is doing some video conference in one laptop. Then basically banks can track that particular person. Then they can basically attract that particular person's body. He told that yeah, basically it's very easy for banks basically because bank is equal to what? They basically say that basically we creates the cities basically, and nowadays cities are equal to blood cells. So for example, one person basically told that basically this city equal to potato. So potato basically that particular person has eaten, so they know that. So like this basically they tracked that potato, and directly basically they attracted his body parts. He basically attracted his body parts basically. Attracted means they touched his body part. Like this basically they told that basically. This is banking basically. This is bank actually. And they basically started discussing what actually bank is. Then he told that basically bank is one software company basically told that basically we basically have invested lots of in bank basically. Then one of the software union groups told that basically we have invested lots of things in bank basically. Then he told that text box equal to thousand cities. That is our investment basically. The banks basically have each and every record basically that who basically has invested in text box equal to thousand cities. Then one person told that basically thousand city equal to combo box. That is also basically our investment, and that all investment are basically in the land basically. You can see in the land basically that text box equal to thousand cities, and that thousand city basically also exists. See that thousand city. You can see that thousand city. Then bank that person basically told that basically from how basically you can say that basically this area with this city basically which is currently which is in which city basically you are currently, that is text box city, that is a combo box city, that is a basically checkbox city, as in that basically is in one of the IT invested city. He told that basically how basically it's possible here, that is not, that is impossible basically. He told that basically for bank basically it is possible basically, but bank basically don't know that this is text box equal to thousand city, because this says that basically we have created product, and that product basically directly connects to the text box equal to thousand city, but bank don't know that text box, this basically city basically which that particular person is investing, that is for text box. But the investment basically here, the main thing he told that basically is thousand city which basically was invested from the set of investors. They basically have taken the money basically from those investors only basically who are using the software industry, who are into software industry. That money only basically has been taken as an investment. So he told that for that basically which type of data basically he have used. So he told that basically bank basically has created one data science project basically from one of the company basically. From that one of the company basically they told that basically you can use this all data. Then basically that time basically they told that basically yeah basically we have used this data basically which was given by the set of software company. They basically have the they have the basically data that which person is using computer, which person is not using computer, which person is using software, which person is not using software. Like this basically we had divided the data, which person is going to use the computer, which person is not going to use the computer. This all data basically we have basically. Each person was using computer, after that basically certain time basically he is not using computer. That data also basically we have. That data also basically we have it. The literally that person basically was shocked here. Basically. Which kind of data that software company is basically is having up to this level data basically. From that company basically we have taken the data, and from that basically we have created text box equal to thousand cities. Text box equal to thousand cities. Text box equal to thousand cities. Combo box equal to thousand cities. Checkbox equal to thousand cities. Like this basically we have invested the money basically investment basically done by the certain groups basically. So just see basically up to what level one person basically is using the computer. For that also basically he have to do the investment basically. He have to do the investment. So this entire basically is one chain basically. To literally, he directly told that basically it's one chain only basically. As per your investment, basically you are going to get the services from the software industry basically. And literally this way only the things basically happens. Then basically he told that basically the this thing basically who handles it, who basically handles this. Then he told that basically this all basically mostly those people only can handle basically who basically have the story of each and every cities. Then they told that that is basically Bollywood and Hollywood group basically. Then they told that basically no, not Bollywood group. Those group basically who do the investment in Bollywood group. Those basically businessmen basically who do the investment in Bollywood. If they are doing the investment, then only basically the Bollywood exists. Few people says that basically the writer basically not, no basically writer is there basically, but he writes according to the investment done by the businessman basically, investment done by the businessman. And few people says that basically investor basically public nahi hai. One person basically is selling the oil, he basically is selling the oil to the public only the, so public are the investor basically, right? So they are taking care of the investors basically. Like this basically he told directly. So like this basically the banking basically says that this is also basically it's a banking basically. For that basically we have created lots of products, lots of things basically we have created this that basically the latest investment basically we have done in text box area that is of 7 to 8 lakh crore rupees basically. That all are basically investment done by the IT industry, and those group basically are who's you are basically using the softwares basically. The businessmen are also basically using the softwares. So they basically their monies are also basically invested. But this whole businessman knows that their money are basically invested in the one in the text box equal to thousand cities. By default, they might be knowing only. Na? Because the investment basically that is basically the banking groups basically they says that basically we have already informed that particular businessman that basically from this area basically we are going to do the investment of your money. If it's a normal money then it's okay basically, but some big businessman money basically are getting investment, then basically they have to inform directly basically. But small investor basically like one person basically told that I am working in this software industry and basically I am getting money more than 50 lakh per annum. So basically he told that basically I have to pay certain tax also, and for that I need some tax rebate also. For that basically I have to purchase some investment basically. So he connected to chartered accountant people, he connected to certain investor basically. They told that basically you can do one thing, you can do the investment here basically in this mutual fund, in this funds basically, in this stock markets, in this basically financial certificates. financial certificates. That also basically directly do. You can invest here basically. You can basically do the investment here basically. Like this basically. 15 lakh person basically was earning per annum. So like this basically there are how many professionals basically in the software industry. Like this basically there are more than crores basically. So like this their money basically are invested in the text box equal to thousand cities. Their investment basically by default, software industries investment by default are going to invest in the software industry only. They are not going to do investment in some other sector. But the sectors basically, few people says that with few investment basically banks basically say that basically they are doing the project of the retail industry, they are doing the projects of the banking industry, they are doing the project of the pharmacy industry, they are doing the project of the retail industry. So there also basically you have to invest, right? So like this banks are basically divided. Like these banks basically are divided, and this basically say that basically we will invest in this sector basically because we have already invested too much money in this that sector. So like this basically the bank union comes into the picture. Banks union basically comes into the picture. That basically mostly World Bank basically connected banks. Basically. World Bank basically never comes into the investment side. They basically never comes to the investment side. They never comes in front of the public basically. They only basically designs the products. That's all basically. For that basically they have specially created many banks. Limited banks are there. Private rich banks are there basically. Private rich banks basically. Private rich banks means there basically lots of big businessmen basically do the investment. So that's why basically they are given private rich bank. Private rich bank. So like this, lots of things are basically there. Lots of basically things are there. So he told that basically this is also about the banking attraction. This is also of the banking investment. One person told that basically the bank group basically who are basically the managers who are the bankers basically they basically gets attract with the uh, investor data basically when the financial year basically comes that time basically they say that basically they have to pay the tax, they have to do the investment. That time basically the investment basically comes into the picture. Then one person told that basically why it is like that, yeah, why the investment basically comes in this financial period, why it is like that basically. That basically person basically literally asked the question basically why this type of creation basically has created, why basically this type of creation basically is created. Then he basically told that basically the investment basically with the money basically which has to be invested, that basically the time period is basically this time period. Then he told that basically earth planet is also moving to this side at this time basically. Then he told that basically when you are taking the money of the investor, assume in this month basically, then literally basically they don't invest the money directly, right? They do the plans that where basically we need to invest the money, where basically the money has to be invested, where the earth planet, the priority will be where the earth planet is going to move. According to that basically we have to do the investment so that the earth planet is going to move this side. And if you are doing the investment that side, then basically there is no use of investment, right? Currently where the earth planet is going to move, that basically is the main priority, and the earth planet is going to move after certain time to that area basically. So one person told that that's why basically the financial year basically comes into the picture, and this many time period basically is enough basically to get the collection of the money basically. He literally directly told that basically earth planet is going to move this side, and when the earth planet basically there is no gender, so basically we can't say basically it's a he or she. So earth planet basically might be going to move this side after a certain time, so that required the investment basically. So for that basically financial year is basically enough to collect the money, right? Then one person told that basically money basically why the money basically are taken by the peoples basically. There might be some reason that one businessman can't invest the money. One businessman basically can invest the money. Na? Later on, basically he can take the money from the government. Then he basically told that basically yeah basically you are correct, yeah, you are correct. The businessman only basically can invest easily money. He basically have lots of money. Then why basically the money are basically taken like this? The investment is basically there. Then he told that basically energy basically which are basically going to be used, that is not of one businessman basically. The entire human basically the people basically who are into currently assume that the software industry basically are doing the investment there when the earth planet is going to move that side. That time basically the earth planet investment is going to be into in front of the earth planet movement. So like this basically assume that earth planet basically software industry investment is going to be taken into the picture. So earth planet basically the software industry energies are basically going to be used when the earth planet is going to move that side. Like this basically he told that basically how many sectors are there in this world basically, can you please tell? There are more than 1,000 sectors basically. So how basically they decides that this sector basically is going to be is supposed to be used in this movement of the earth planet basically? He literally basically asked for the directly question basically. Then the person told that basically this is very intelligent question basically. You are basically 100% basically perfect question basically you have asked. That basically why basically the person basically this category group basically this types of investment only basically are getting used. Why you are using the IT investment basically in this side basically when the earth planet is moving to this side? Why you are using IT investment only? Why you are using the um, this sector investment? Why you are using the army sector investment here? Why you are using the government sector investment here when earth planet is moving this side basically? That was basically interesting question basically he actually asked. So this is also basically one of the attraction of which person basically is supposed to move his generation to next, and which person basically can move his generation to next, and which person basically his generation basically is stopped by certain groups. In next part basically we are going to see a little bit more about the investment of the banks, which connects to the attraction and which connects to the next generation will happen or next generation will not happen. So that basically is the topic, that is the attraction basically is happening on the base of next generation will happen of this particular person or next generation is not going to happen of this particular single person.